Yo, everybody, what's up? How's it going? It has been a very long time since I've done or said anything, honestly. Kind of just been chilling, taking the back seat for a little bit of time, honestly. Things just started to get a little bit overwhelming at the end of 2021. And this is kind of just like a quick little update video, just very quick, impromptu, just so I can, say a couple of things, get it off my chest so people don't think that I'm just like disappeared, because I've definitely not disappeared. I've just been like, like I said, just taking the back seat, enjoying a little bit of life, and just kind of taking a break. Honestly, I kind of needed a break. I won't lie. You don't really realize how much grind is put into an entire year until it's just like you look back and it's just like, whoa, what the heck? That was a very long time. There was a lot that happened. And yeah, I just kind of want to come here and just be like, a quick little update on how I'm doing personally, kind of a quick reflection of what happened last year and what's the way forward in 2022, because obviously that's where we're at right now. Personally, I'm doing all right. A couple of tragic events did happen recently with my grandmother passing away, but I've been all right. It's been okay. The funeral is this Saturday. Hence why it's been kind of hard to get back into stream as well, because I've been taking a bit of a break, spending time with family, spending time with my girlfriend as well, because that's just something that had to happen. It was family time. And then the passing happened, and then everything kind of just stacked up. I thought I'd be back streaming this week or somewhat. Even at like DNMK and stuff like that, everything's been a little bit slow. So don't worry, we're definitely getting back on that high horse, as soon as possible. But like, yeah, personally, I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. Besides, what's happening. Last year, there was a lot, that I was dealing with mentally and just personally with a lot of things that happened. But I mean, it was all right. I don't think I really crumbled as hard as I thought I would. Able to pick back, the pieces, and move on, and continue, pushing forward. And I think, especially after this break, I've kind of just had time to think and be like, all right, cool. Like, I know what from the assessment of last year, what's like, the way forward this year. But like, that's not saying that I'm not really going, there's a couple of things that I'd like to change. I'm not really on track as much as I would like to be, just with a couple of personal growth things. But besides that, I think I'm doing good. Definitely doing better than if it was like the worst situation ever. Kind of, like, I can't complain. Like, not to say that I've got everything under control. Clearly, this break, I didn't even want to be like, hey guys, I'm taking a break and stuff like that, because there were moments where I felt like I might just hop back, do a stream, whatnot, make whatever content. And obviously, without any costing happening, it feels like less and less, that I'm doing. But like, yeah, we should be back in full force from next week. So just been taking the time to breathe, and then looking back at last year, what a year! Just in terms of just everything that we did, I'm kind of blown away, because wow, the ThendoPlays brand, quote unquote, just with everything that I do, has kind of taken off to the point where, like, sometimes even I'm surprised with some things that happen, right? And thank you to everybody that are supporting along the way. I can't, continue to, is that the right English? I can't begin to just express how grateful I am for everybody that's aboard, the journey. It's not always, the highlights. It's definitely, there's a lot of lows, but there's people that stick through both, spectrums of the wave. And I think, shout out to everybody that's been along through all the spectrums. We achieved a lot. There was a couple of goals I set out to do that we didn't quite get there, but I think now, definitely moving into the next year, I've kind of looked away at the way I was setting goals back in the past, because one thing I learned this year is that, prioritize mental health, prioritize yourself, prioritize friends and family and all these kind of things, because work can't really be everything and whatnot. Because it can really get overwhelming. But I think just because of how much ambition I have as a person, it just feels like I'm always overthinking certain steps and stuff that needs to happen, and then you overshadow some of the small things that happened. Well, not small things, like the achievements that happened. Like we worked with flying fish, for example. Like that was crazy. DNMK grow a whole bunch. Like just in general, everything just grown a lot, but obviously with everything that's happened, it always just feels like, okay, am I doing enough, etc., etc. And one thing I've realized is to just know that it's okay to kind of just like get off, you know, a little bit of the momentum because you've done enough. Because there's always that overarching thing that like, oh, what if I stop? Is everyone gonna forget me? But I think as long as grind is there, it's the outcomes will always be good. I don't know. Um, you can tell I'm very optimistic with things, even when things are bad. I'm always just like, you know what, it's fine. We can do better. Um, but yeah, where's the we're moving towards this part, but yeah, 2021 was a banger year. ThendoPlays Invitational was also something that, when I was looking back at during this time when I was just chilling, like some of the things that we did that were kind of big, and I kind of just brushed over because I was just like, when you have to keep going forward, sometimes that just happens, right? So it was good to take this time to just be like, okay, cool. What actually happened? What can be improved? What's the next steps? That was a really big tournament, like just in terms of just like African esports for the year. Like you'd have to like somehow get to that point, and that was a thing that happened. You have to speak about it. So that was cool to think back. So I was just kind of sitting here a lot and just trying to retrospect with a lot of the things. Moving into the new year, because I don't want to make this too long of a video, honestly. Like I feel like people will be like two group, like maybe like two, maybe like three groups of people. These are the groups of people that are like, all right, he's just taking his time, he's cool, he's fine. Hope nothing's wrong. There's a group of people that will be worried if why I'm not online as much as I am usually. And obviously there'll be that group of people that's just like they're in between. They don't really care. They're just waiting for me to get back, and they're just like wait, they want me to get back, right? So like everything is good. Nothing's really crumbling. I'm just really overthinking a lot of things that I need to do in terms of the next steps. But I think after the funeral this weekend, coming back, and the comeback stream will be Monday. Definitely. I'm thinking we do like an 8-hour stream coming back on Monday and just juicing it out for the rest of the month, and just trying to grind. There's Apex content coming, if I'm not mistaken. There's Valorant content. And in terms of just like if anyone's wondering what we'll be doing with like just games in general on stream and just content wise, it'll definitely be trying to balance Apex and Valorant, whichever I'm feeling like more, honestly, because I think Apex is definitely a great game, and it's not like I don't want to not play it, like just to just give it up altogether. I still want to play it, so definitely keeping Apex in the rotation. And Valorant is just up and coming, and I'm enjoying it and meeting new people. So I think that's just gonna be something that's gonna grow bigger and bigger by the end of the year, right? And just looking at 2022, guys, honestly, like I said, I'm looking away at just like trying to hit numbers this year. I think more I want to do things, and I have a list of things. I don't want to like reveal too many things, obviously, right? I think we all know ThendoPlays Invitational Chapter 3 will happen sometime in the middle of the year. And we're going to try to make it a big one because, and obviously throughout the year, we'll be streaming whatever costing gigs we get, we'll be doing, working with DNMK as well. All that stuff's not going to stop, right? I think I'm 100% here to stay. Even if I take times like this where I go off the radar, we're back. We'll be back 100% of the time. Trust me. We're definitely going to do a Valorant invitational, just so everybody knows, because like I said, it's up and coming. I think people are enjoying it. And we got a lot of interaction on the one tweet that I did just to see like, okay, if people were interested. And one thing I can confirm, right? I actually have a list of things here. I'm kind of looking at it over my shoulder. Like, okay, what's next? We are definitely going to get some form of merchandise this year. We're moving into the third year of streaming full-time and content creation. So, we have to get a merch drops very soon. Working around that. Originally, I was gonna hit it at 10,000 followers, but I'm kind of just working at a specific date right now. So, like in the first half of the year, that I'd want to do something to start off, just to be like, all right, 2 years in, we need something, we need something, guys. And yeah, like I miss everybody, and just creating content. But I think it's also good for me to kind of just like, if I'm not feeling up to it, to just not do it, because then I won't be like on stream 100% myself. And I also felt like I needed to do this video. Something in the world was just like, Tendo, make a video of just like expectations of the year. I'm not really going to be like stream schedule as well for the people like Mr. Play. I know you'll be there like, where's the stream schedule? But stream schedule's out the window. I'm just gonna try and kind of keep to a 4 days a week kind of thing, and try just crank out 24 hours a week. Something close to like what it would be like working like a 9 to 5. I think it's like a fair like trade-off, right? So something that works out around there, and whatever content and whatever opportunities come throughout the year, we'll take it like this and go full force and just give it our all, and just try and build up as much as we can. Setup wise, I know maybe people are asking if anything's happening. The room is not gonna. I'm not gonna be in this room much longer. I know a lot of people in my stream at least love this room, but I don't think we're gonna be here much longer. Go back to my regular room, and I also think when that happens, I'll be a little bit more settled in. There's so much traffic that comes in and out of this room, right? So you can just imagine it's been a little bit hard to stream with the builders as well. But they'll be finishing construction on this phase of the house where most people are staying very soon in the beginning of the year. So for the rest of the year, everything should be relatively quiet and back to normal, because that's been a really big demotivator as well. It's kind of just like, there's just too much happening in my head basically, and then you add that on top, it's like, whoa, like please. But yeah, look, I think in terms of this new year, I think we're gonna just try give it our all, and honestly, try and make everybody proud, try and make myself proud, and just try and grind it out, honestly, with good leeway, obviously. I think now it's just finding the balance of like what's good for this platform and what's good for this platform, because at the end of the day, I also juggle many hats, so it's kind of just trying to find the balance of like, okay, when do I need to juggle that hat? When can I juggle this hat? And when is it okay to not juggle that hat, for example, right? When is it okay to just be like, okay, it's fine, and etc. etc. So yeah, I feel like it's feeling like a very personal growth year, but gonna have fun. We will, continue to support the community as well and try just keep growing out here. I'm gonna say that this year, at the end of this year, I want to find myself in a more, how do I want to say this? In a more like confident standpoint. Not to say that I'm not confident now, but there's a certain level of confidence that I know that I could like get to in terms of just like fulfillment of how well everything is going, right? Not like ego confidence, like more like confident in like, okay, that's going good, that's fine if I don't need to do that kind of thing, and just be confident with like my decision making, rather, is what I want to say, and just believe in myself a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I don't want to make this any longer, but I mean, hey, you haven't heard from me in a long time. With that, guys, I love you all. Thank you for supporting this mug, this guy. I appreciate it all the time. And we're gonna make 2022 a year to remember. It's my Jordan year, by the way. 23 is how old we're turning this year. So Jordan year, so you know what that means.